Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming new moon which is going to be taking place in the Cancer sign in the Ashlesha Nakshatra. So friends, the time of either new moon or full moon or even the eclipses is very important to be aware about your energy centers, in which direction they are taking you. Because friends, luckily a lot of my subscribers, a lot of the people whom I have consulted in recent past, many of them have a very ripe moon. Like moon is conjunct with Ketu, moon is conjunct in the 8th house, in the 12th house. I guess that is the only reason why they take interest in all these spiritual sciences. So because of which, if your chart and your planetary alignment is little bit psychic, your subconsciousness is very fertile, so it becomes very important for you to understand that in which way the energies at the time of the full moon or new moon is going to impact you, so that you should take your decisions with proper caution, with proper contemplation. And friends, like the way whenever we talk about the time of the new moon, so new moon energies could be seen as beneficial if they are taking place where sun is strong. But whenever moon is strong at the time of the new moon, somehow we become psychologically, emotionally more fertile, more vulnerable. Like I do not have to go very far. Like even within my own behavior, yesterday and day before yesterday, when moon was exalted, but it was conjunct with Rahu. So I by myself, I started feeling very restless, very anxious. I was like, suddenly why things of past and so many obsessive and repressed memories are troubling me. When I checked the transit chart, I realized, okay, moon and Rahu are conjunct in transit. So because of which, friends, at the time of new moon, it becomes very important to understand how the energies are going to impact you. Like the way, friends, I always say this thing, that moon in Vedic astrology represents your subconsciousness, your individualized subconsciousness, your Jivatma. So if you actually want to gain wisdom and knowledge in this life, so your subconsciousness should completely surrender to the ultimate reality, which is the sun, which is the Atma Karaka for all of us. Like the way, guys, if you will see in the majority of the charts, where all those people who are born at the time when a moon was waxing in their chart, like the moon was traveling from the new moon to the full moon, so you will find these people to be very objective in their consciousness. And all those people who are born at the time when moon was waning, like from the full moon to the traveling to the new moon, so you will find these people to be little bit subjective and reflective in their consciousness. So that's very simple. Like the time when moon is waning, that could be seen as a very good time for meditation, for any sort of spiritual practices. But if you actually want the nature, the omens to support you, to help you, so at the time when moon is waxing, that could be seen as a very beneficial time to actually undertake any sort of important your material aspirations and your material task. That is the only reason, friends, like our Vedic astrology and the knowledge of nakshatras can give you this idea that for whatsoever objective or task you have in your mind, what could be the most beneficial time to undertake that project, so that the omens and the nature is going to come in full support for your success. Like the way, friends, like whenever we talk about the relationship between the sun and the moon, so moon not only governs the phases of the moon, not only governs all the cycles of the nature, but it also helps us in giving us the right set of omens, right sort of indications. Like a lot of my like subscribers and even people in my circle of influence, I always say this thing to them, like if you actually want to identify a true love, a right set of opportunity, so just because a person has approached you, just because an opportunity has come to your lap, so that doesn't mean that it is actually meant for you. What is happening afterwards, the kind of omens, the kind of indications you are seeing, you are receiving, that is going to give this idea that is this person, is this opportunity is actually meant for me, meant for my growth, meant for my success. And trust me, for all these kind of omens, you need to be in sync with the energies of the moon or moon placed in your natal chart. Now friends, coming to over this upcoming energies of the new moon, it is little bit sensitive, because not only like the way it is taking place in a sign where moon is strong, and along with that the ruler of the Ashlesha, the nakshatra where this new moon is going to take place, Mercury is going to go through the Gandanta, and this sun and moon conjunction is going to be aspected straight from the opposite house by the Saturn as well. So because of which there is definitely going to be lot of emotional pressure, lot of mental anxiety, because friends, Ashlesha in itself means a coiled serpent. Definitely Ashlesha has the potential of spiritual growth, of all sort of transformation, but in its negative side, Ashlesha also has this problem of feeling beaten down because of the negativity, because of the repressed emotions, deception. So every nakshatra has got its positive and negative side. Some nakshatra like Uttarashadha, some nakshatra might be very good in this regard, that in their in their portfolio the good qualities dominate more. But when we talk about certain nakshatras like Ashlesha, so Ashlesha stands in the middle, the equal sort of demonic and godly side. So it all comes down to in which way the energies are going to manifest in your life. So that is something, friends, which I wanted to tell you, a basic guideline or idea about this upcoming new moon. The only one thing which I want to advise to everyone, and specifically to all of my very kind, very emotional female followers, specifically in whose chart their moon is conjunct with Ketu, their moon is placed in 8th house or 12th house. So this is going to be time when you should be reflecting more in your energies in the form of doing prayers, doing meditation, and being very relaxed, taking light diets. If it's possible, try not to be wake up for long hours in the night time, or taking so much of additional responsibilities, initiating new work, and trying to spoil relationship with someone because of something which might have happened long in the past. So try to guard your energies during next few couple of days, and if taking a important decision is unavoidable, so my suggestion to you guys is that try to take it with a complete contemplation, and if you need to reach out to some good friend of yours or some sort of expert opinion, so even take that. So friends, I'm not going to go very much in detail, because in the upcoming days Mercury, Venus are also going to change sign. I'm going to make an independent video for all the ascendants basis the transit of Mercury and the Venus. But in this video, just because we have a long discussion on the upcoming new moon, so let's just try to understand in one single line, in short, that how it is going to impact you basis your ascendant. So friends, for all the Aries ascendant natives, this new moon is going to take place in your 4th house. So 4th house is about your deep emotional impressions, your emotional fulfillment, concerns of security, stability. So moreover, for Aries ascendant native, this is definitely going to be a concern, where this new moon energies might give you or make you vulnerable on the account of feeling worried regarding your important professional career related decisions, feeling worried regarding the domestic concerns, domestic problems. So the only problem is that you have to understand this thing, that problem might not be that intense in reality the way you might be contemplating or pondering over them. So try to guard your energies. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Taurus ascendant natives, so guys, in your case, this new moon is going to impact your 3rd house. So I will say the same thing, that 3rd house is a very important house. It is the house of communication. Now when I say communication, 2nd house simply represents your speech. But these days we do not only talk verbally with people, like the way via this video I'm communicating with every one of you. So that is the 3rd house. The way we write mails, the way we like any of the email, SMS, Facebook post, everything is 3rd house. So at the time of writing any sort of these mails, any sort of communication, try to remain bit cautious, that your actions, your endeavors should not be misinterpreted. And along with that, people in your vicinity, your close friends, your colleagues, so it is not a very right time to just take out or extract any of the things of the past, or get worried because okay, my this friend something bad to me, this person, this neighbor said something mean to me. So this is not the right time for you to contemplate or ponder over the things of the past, because you will only end up extracting the negative or pessimistic conclusion only. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Gemini ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, this new moon energies are going to impact your second house. So as you know, friends, second house has a lot to do with the speech. Second house has to do with the people who are very close to us. Now this could be your family, this could be your servants, this could be your near and dear people. So, and specifically second house also represents our finances. So I would say only sign up those things, only get engaged in those transactions, those financial dealings which are very transparent. And apart from that, friends, second house is also a house of our deeply inculcated values. So try not to be worried and unnecessary stress yourself regarding your goals, regarding your principles, compromising on them, and the financial decisions needs to be taken with proper care. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Cancer ascendant natives. So friends, in your case, this new moon energies are going to be happening right over your first house. So like the way at the beginning of this video I mentioned this thing, that for the Cancer people or even for the Ashlesha, it has got both a godly and a demonic side attached to it. So my recommendation to all the Cancer ascendant natives is that this is a good time for you guys to reflect more, do meditation and all those things which you think basis your personality, basis your surrounding environment, which are possible for you to do, which are going to relax you. So like whether it's about taking out time for long walks, taking out time for a small nearby road trip, or catching up with a friend whose energies, whose personality is very relaxing, he or she, this person has got good intention, very good rejuvenating aura around him. So try to surround yourself in that healing, in that nurturing environment, and try not to undertake anything very stressful or very intense in nature. Now this could be in your lifestyle, this could be your diet, this could be the company, this could be additional responsibilities. So take proper care of that. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Leo ascendant natives. So guys, in your case, this new moon energies are going to impact your 12th house. So there could be those concerns and worries of the past, or all those things which do not have any grounded or rooted reason to it. Because whenever we talk about the fears of 12th house, they many a times they are just created within our own mind only. So my advice and recommendation to all the Leo ascendant native is that you are a lion by yourself. So you have to fight and battle your inner demons during these few days. Because friends, many times what happen is that if your energies are not going to be very concentrated, people, because of what is going to be happening within them, that manifest in the form of outburst and spoiling relation with people around you. So try to remain bit cautious over there. And just because, as you know, that your ascendant lord is also involved, so because of which, specifically while dealing with government, while dealing with your bosses, any concerns of taxes or anything where your public image is also at stake, so take your decision with proper contemplation. For the Virgo ascendant natives, guys, so friends, this new moon concentration is going to be happening in your 11th house. So one thing which I want to advise to all the Virgo ascendant natives is that whatsoever career goals or aspirations and expectations do you have, you are an actor, you are a business entrepreneur, whatsoever life or area of life you are currently engaged in, this is not the right time for you guys to beat yourself down regarding your career goals, regarding the progress in your aspiration. And apart from that, friends, when we talk about the friendship and the social interactions, and you have to compare the third house with the 11th house. So third house still represents all those people who you know, but when we talk about 11th house is about, you know, going to a party, running into people, social obligations. You do not even know whether you will run into the same set of people again or not. So friends, if you get a chance to socialize, so my advice to you guys is that try not to blindly trust on someone on the basis of the first impression, or even if you have to give your final nod on any of the projects, any sort of collaboration. Try to do that if that is possible once this new moon energies have passed. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Libra ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, this a new moon is going to be impacting your 10th house of your profession, 10th house of your professional endeavors. So my recommendation to all the Libra ascendant native is that at the time of dealing and like contacting or any engagement or interaction with your bosses at your work front, try to remain bit cautious, that you should not surrender to your whims, to any sort of outburst, any sort of vehement manifestation of the emotions. So try to keep your emotions at guard, specifically while fulfilling your professional responsibilities or dealing or engaging with your bosses. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Scorpio ascendant natives, so friends, this new moon energies are going to be impacting your 9th house. And like the way, friends, if you even want to understand the difference between the spiritual practices undertaken at the time of the new moon or the full moon, so trust me, new moon is the time when your soul, when your mind, everything is concentrated single pointedly. So it all comes down to how you're going to utilize those energies. So I would say specifically for all the Scorpio ascendant natives, this could be a very good time for you to engage in any sort of religious austerities, spiritual practices. Doing mantra sadhana can actually bring some very good results. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Sagittarius ascendant natives, this new moon energy is going to be impacting your 8th house. So whether it's about feeling very anxious, feeling very restless, feeling very emotionally or worried and troubled, that those are the areas where you have to work on. And along with that, friends, any of the 8th house related matters, like this could be your in-laws, this could be like if you are working in the fields of spirituality, astrology, research, exploration. So try to keep your emotional state well balanced. Try not to lose out to any sort of forceful, unexpected circumstances. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Capricorn ascendant natives, this is going to be impacting your 7th house. So at the time of dealing with your partner, any of the decision making within your marriage, and along with that, friends, like if in your case any sort of content creation, public seat you are holding, so I would say that this single mindedness, this kind of inward flow of the energies needs to be properly channelized. Like do not surrender to any sort of whims, any sort of outburst. And even let's say, for example, for all those people in whose case there is worries and there are anxieties covering and entailing the 7th house. You have been single for a long time, you are on a lookout for a prospective match, or you are a content creator, you are in film, television, media business, or even if you are holding government seat, like the way I said this thing. So if you are already going through tough times or challenging times, so this is not the right time for you to draw a line and look only at the negative or the cons of any sort of current prevailing situation. So this is the time for you to bring out and bring that inner drive and inner motivation to keep going rather than surrendering to the current overwhelming situations. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Aquarius ascendant natives, friends, this new moon energy is going to impact your 6th house. So as you know, friends, 6th house is the house of difficulty. It is the house of our daily work life. So try to keep your emotional, mental health well-being in proper control. Try not to come across as someone who's very moody or someone who's very unreasonable to work with. So keep control and keep proper guard in all these areas of life. And friends, like God forbid, if you have been going through any sort of health related concerns, health related issues, so this is not the right time for you to come to any conclusion or any judgment. Trust me, the night is darkest just before the dawn. So with the passage of time, you might also find the solution of your problem as well. And lastly, friends, if you want to understand the results for all the Pisces ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, this new moon energy is going to impact your 5th house. So fifth house has to do with our education, with our intellect, with the concerns of children. So all of these matters needs to be handled and taken care with proper calm set of mind. Because of this new moon energies, you might feel worried, vulnerable in any of the matters of the fifth house. Whether you are an artist, you might raise the bar of perfection to a very very high levels, or if you are a parent, there might be concerns and worries on the account of children. So I would say try not to bog yourself down, beat yourself down regarding the worries and the matters of the fifth house. This is just a temporary phase because of the planetary vibrations and alignments, which might take your energies, your concentration to specific area of life. So that is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on the upcoming vibrations and energies of this new moon taking place on 8th of August in the Ashlesha Nakshatra. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.